Find the locus of points p, x, comma, y such that the product of their distance from 0, comma, 4 and 0, comma, negative 4 is 16. So as you can see, what you want to do, you want to just simply use the distance formula as was used in the previous videos. Okay? So the distance from this point to this point and also from this point to this point should be such that the product of these distances is equal to 16. Right? So we're going to find the product. So using the distance formula, the first distance from this point to this point is going to be x minus 0 squared plus y minus 4 being squared. Okay, so that's the first distance, this one to this one, times, because we're talking about a product of their distance, so times this distance from this point to this point now, so x minus 0 squared plus y minus negative 4, which is the same thing as plus 4 squared, right? So the product of that should be equal to 16. So now what we should have is x squared plus y squared minus 8y plus 16 times x squared plus y squared plus 8y plus 16 is equal to 16, right? So I got these three terms from the binomial being squared and also these three terms from this binomial being squared. So this is what we have. So now as a result, you understand that if you square, right, since this is a product, you can square both sides and you will be successful, right? Squaring both sides gives you, gets you rid of, helps you get rid of the square root, right? So as a result, you get this, x squared plus y squared minus 8y plus 16 times the x squared plus y squared plus 8y plus 16 is equal to 16 squared, which is 256. Now make sure that when you square, you realize that both of these are being squared and the multiplication is still there, right? The multiplication. So each of these square roots will be squared because a square root of something is a quantity. You square that, this whole thing becomes a quantity. Make sure that you use parentheses, right? And the same thing for the polynomial inside the square root here. You square that, you get everything in one parenthesis, the second parenthesis. So now let's see what products we get. We get the first product, x squared and x squared, so we get x to the fourth. Second product is y squared and y squared, that's y to the fourth. Third product is minus 8y times 8y, that's minus 64y squared. The fourth product is 16 and 16, that's 256. The next product is going to be x squared and y squared. Okay? So x squared and y squared, there are two products like that, right? This is the first one, this is the second one. Right, so it's going to be 2x squared y squared. The next one I see is this, y squared and 8y, but minus 8y and y squared, so they cancel each other out, so we don't have to write them. Moving on to the next one, minus 8y times 16 and positive 8y times 16, once again, they cancel each other out. Okay? The next one is x squared and minus x squared plus 18y. X squared is minus 18y. They cancel each other out. Just in case, this one also cancels each other out. And also there's a 16x squared and 16, well, we took care of that. No, we didn't take care of that. So 16x squared and 16x squared, that's going to be twice that, so 32x squared. And then also having one more deal with the y squared, right? We know that 16y squared and another 16y squared, right? So that's 32y squared. So that's equal to 256. There are no more products left, right? So once again, we took care of these two, 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 and then we took care of these two, right? 2x squared y squared. These two cancel each other out, these two cancel each other out, and then we had these two cancel each other out, x squared minus 8y, x squared plus 8y, that cancel each other out. The sixth, we took care of these two, x squared and 16, x squared and 16, that gave us 32x squared. And finally the last one, which was y squared and 16 and y squared and 16, right? So that's 32y squared, right? So that's good. So now what happens is the 256 readily cancels out, so we have as a result. So now notice that there is still a like term that we can combine. It's this one and that one, right? So to write the answer in order, we're going to do x to the fourth. Let's write 2x squared y squared next, like that. And then 32x squared. And then let's deal with the y's. Y to the fourth. Now minus 64y squared plus 32y squared is minus 32y squared is equal to 0. So this is a crazy equation here that shows a locus of points satisfying the condition that the product of the distance from any point on that locus, the distance from 0, 4 and 0, negative 4 is 16, right? And if you use a graphing calculator just for fun, you will see that it will look like an 8, a gigantic 8 curve passing through the origin. And any point on this curve from 0, 4 and 0, negative 4, the product of the distances from any point in the curve to these points will be 16. Alright, so I hope this was useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.